Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Madness Entertainment Group presents the Madness Comic Network with original programming and additional comic-related content.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 9th and 10th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish, they're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kilber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday nights as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline. Hello, everybody, and welcome to 2022. I shocked Pete there. Sorry about that. Welcome to 2022, our first stream of the year, and I'm pretty excited about it. Hopefully, you guys read we lost Curtis again. Hopefully, you guys read the post that we made, and you see that Silverline has quite the lineup for 2022, and it's both intimidating to me and exciting. So hopefully Curtis will get his internet connections worked out and can rejoin us. But let's do we'll do some quick introductions. I'm Roland. I'm the chief cook and bottle washer at Silverline Comics, and I write a couple of them, Cat and Mouse, writing the upcoming rejects that we're about to kickstart here in about a week. So that's me. Pete, you're next on my screen. I can read it. So tell folks who you are.
Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Pete. I'm the artist on Silverline Penciler. I should say I'm just a penciler on Silverline Team Up Champion Miss Fury. And this year, hopefully, we'll see Trump's issue 4, maybe issue 2 of Silverline Team Up. I don't know. We've got a whole load of things on the cards. Am I doing something else? No, I've done the other. I've done the Christmas special. That's off my list.
That's behind us now.
You finished that one up.
Everybody should have their copies now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
Because in the UK, you're going to do Christmas here next month, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, we do a bit later.
Yeah. February, I think.
This is actually the Silverline Team Up team up team. We've got on.
Oh,
That's
sure
right.
is.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
cool.
right.
Woohoo! We're the best.
I love that book.
Yeah, me too. I didn't even notice that. Good catch there, Pete.
Yeah, good.
So if you got, we'll finish introductions and I'll go back to that. Tommy, get back here. So Roberta, tell everybody who you are.
I think Peter just did.
Right.
I'm the colorist on Silverline Team Up Champion Miss Fury and Cat and Mouse.
That's right. And Wubba tells me that we will be getting more Cat and Mouse in the very soon days.
Do you want to know something?
3.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't have to introduce Tommy. It's not important.
I can hear you. Still. I got my Bluetooth.
Okay, I'm going live as we wait for everyone else to rejoin. I have no idea why we got kicked. I have no idea why the broadcast ended. So that was something new for us. Always something exciting. I hope this is not the way that the indicative of the new year. But Tommy,
2022, yeah, woohoo!
right. Since you're here, go ahead and let me check YouTube and make sure. I'm gonna have to put I put a link on Twitter and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna reshare everything real quick.
Yeah. All right, so we are live. So we'll wait for Roberta and Pete to come back. While we're doing that, Tommy, can you introduce yourself?
Name is Thomas Flormonte Jr. I've been doing comic books for some 30 some odd years. It feels like it's been a lot shorter, but apparently it's been a while. Started doing some stuff with Roland and them, doing the early Cat and Mouse and in the Demon Tales back in the early Silverline days, but did a lot of stuff for Marvel and Ultraverse stuff, and now I am doing new stuff for Silverline. I worked if anybody was watching the earlier stream before it got cut off. I'm making Mr. Pete on the Silverline Team Up book, which Roberta is working on also, same with Roland. And I'm currently doing, I will be inking Pete on the second, I don't know what are we going to call it, Roland? The next half of the Trump's book.
Trump's. Let's just call it Trump's Book 2.
Book 2, Trump's Book 2. Okay, officially that's what I'll start.
Book 2.
Book 2, yep. So I'll be inking Pete on the back end of that on the last part.
I like that.
What do you?
R2D2 for life.
Yeah, well, everybody said that, Roberta.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm sorry, I just
R2D2
3 times.
So
Roland kicked the entire company.
Roland kicked the entire company, even himself. Don't mess with the man.
We're gone.
I don't know what happened. It just, I'm sitting here watching it. Y'all are talking. I'm like, and I get this pop-up message and said the broadcast has ended. Are you happy? I'm like, no, I'm not happy. What the heck? No, what? Why did it end?
Pete's like, yeah, I'm happy. I'm going to bed.
That's it. I've got up for this.
Like, perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, better start talking about one of my other books, or in another stream. No, I'm actually, Roberta pointed out it's the Silverline Team Up book.
That's right.
That's us.
Silverline Team Up. That's the group right here.
Yeah. And if I recall correctly, Pete, correct me if I misheard, but I'm thinking that one of the last streams we did, you said you wanted some deadlines.
Yeah, I do need some deadlines.
Okay, all right.
Otherwise, I'll drift forever.
Okay,
Just drawing things here and there.
I'll get those to you. I'll get some to you and run them by you, and we'll get we'll get you cranking.
I do.
Anybody want to share?
I do want to say something really, really quick. Make sure that this is actually going out because I don't see it on there.
Okay. Well, check.
Yeah.
Checking again.
So
I see the one that got canceled, or the one that stopped, but I don't see the new.
It's on YouTube. Let me.
I don't see it on Facebook for some reason.
Can any other comments? Anybody on? R2D2 for life said it's not. So
no. That's it. Hold on. Let me do second part. Yeah, there it is. It's
okay.
All right. Never mind. Continue, please.
Yeah. I think you're gonna have to look for part 2. I go to Twitch now and look for stuff, and Y'all know what these what's this thing called? ASMRs are called? R2D2 said, just kidding. So this is like all over my Twitch feed. Do y'all know what these ASM? These are really, really weird. It's these girls licking microphones.
Oh,
Let's
is
do
that
that.
what we're doing?
It's just videos of these girls licking microphones.
You must
Well,
have
can
looked
we-
at one for too long.
Do they get?
I guess no, because it says live channels we think you'll like, and it's like the first two up here. One of them's a PUBG because I watch Brett play, and then the other two are these girls. They're not live right now. I'm not looking at them, but it's like, what the heck?
You know, I think it's my problem that I'm having, like with TikTok. Apparently, Roland, at one point you looked it up, and that's why it's showing up every time. Like,
Well-
all I see now is twerking videos
All
on.
right.
Well,
Oh.
I have to confess, the first time I saw it,
Oh my goodness, this
the
is so
first time
cool.
I saw it, I
Right.
stopped and I'm like, what is that?
Oh
And she
my
had a
goodness, this is
microphone
very
that had
interesting.
2 ears on it.
That's
right?
not a
And-
microphone, Roland.
No, it was a microphone because it had 2 ears on it. It had these 2 ears,
Mhm.
and she was licking these ears, and you could as it was in stereo, you could hear it depending on what ear she was licking. I
And
sit
you
there
wonder
watching.
you wonder why we got kicked off.
Yeah.
This is what you're talking
Roland.
about.
So, anyway, so yeah, it looks like we are live on.
Yeah, we are. It looks like it.
So,
So I
Yeah.
asked a friend of mine about stuff like that, and she's like, "Well, I just look up. I follow people, and they give me more like that. So if you click follow enough times in enough directions that you like, you won't get
Yeah.
as much of that crap."
well, I noticed that my TikTok feed, I don't get as much of that anymore. I get a lot of these wild animal hunts, these lions eating
That's no
fighting
good.
crocodiles and things like that. So so it must be because I've watched a lot of those, and I really like the funny ones. So
How was that funny?
There was funny animal
no,
murder.
that's not funny. That's not what I'm talking
Okay.
about. I like to watch the lions hunting down the wildebeest or whatever. Oh, that's Dream Elements. Why did I put that up there? I thought that was a. Jackson says at least there isn't a cup involved.
That's
oh
for
my
sure.
gosh.
Oh,
Let's just not.
Jackson, you heard all the groans. This is why I don't like watch Silverline on Twitch. Roland keeps trying ASMR and it makes me uncomfortable. Yeah.
so
did
who,
we get
do
kicked
we
off,
know who the R2D2 for life person is?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Maybe.
Uh,
The answer is
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Why? I'm looking on Twitch again to see. I think it's /Silverline Comics.
Mhm.
No, we're on there. Yep, we're on. I think you're going to have to look for the part 2 if you're trying to R2D2. If you're trying to find us on Twitch, I think you're going to have to look for part 2. Jackson says, "I kept it clean." Yeah, you kept the cup clean.
Why do you keep going there? I thought we left that. Now you're talking about it again.
R2D2 says, "Nope, I am a secret agent."
Roland, you're going to get us kicked off.
Oh, God.
So,
Happy 2022.
Christmases. How was everybody's Christmas? Santa bring you what you want? Did you get the things you wanted and needed and all that kind of stuff?
Hmm,
Anybody?
Not really.
Not really.
You know,
Not really.
Ooh.
being
Oh,
that we.
look at that. Look, Pete got a
Got
glove.
I got the Infinity
Ah.
Gauntlet Lego.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
Lego. How cool is that? Oh, hold on, Pete.
That's nice.
go
You
look
can move the
guys
fingers.
here.
Watch out what you do with this. Yeah, I'm going to get us kicked off again.
There we go.
I like it.
Oh, that's cool.
So you see.
Mhm.
Oh, so now did you build it or did it come pre-built?
Oh no, I built this Lego. I built it.
I don't think they
Yeah,
make
correct.
Legos built for you. What's the point?
He probably bought it off of eBay built already, so that way you wouldn't have to
Built
put
it
it
for
together.
me.
Yeah. Can somebody build this for me?
Yeah.
Oh, of course, it's pre-built. I built it.
Nice. Very cool. I got let's see if I can show this. I got memory for my computer.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
So
Great.
got to get it installed here. So I'm excited about that. Should help my computer run a little more smoothly. I am unfortunately I find that I multitask a lot and I open up a lot of windows. And there are times when I find that it bogs down a little bit. I'm like, it's not the I don't need storage space, because people say, oh, well, you just need a bigger hard drive. I'm like, nope, that's not it. I got plenty of storage space. I just tax out my my RAM, so I had to buy some more memory. I wanted a third monitor, but when I said that it was a third monitor, my entire family looked at me like, why do you need a third one?
You're a freak.
So
Well, then you gotta check your graphics card at that point.
Right. Yeah, so I didn't get a third monitor.
Your phone is a third monitor.
Yeah, and you got an iPad Pro. You can turn that into a third monitor if you need to.
That would mean wait, what? I can turn my iPad into a monitor?
Yeah, there's some way that you can even if it's a Windows machine, you can there is some sort of something. I'll help you figure it out if you want me to.
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know if I was going to do it at two monitors is not enough space, because you got one of your monitors is like a 70-inch TV. How much more room do you need?
Yeah.
We had an old TV. It was a 40-inch. The sound went out on it, and I couldn't bring myself to throw it away because it still worked. It still looked good, right?
Yeah.
So I brought it in here on my desk and set it up. It took up the whole desk, right? And BJ walked in and she says, "Oh no." And I'm like, "What?" And she said, "Oh no, you're not using this." I'm like, "Why? We're not using," because we have it in our bedroom where I plug up speakers to it. We don't watch it that much in there. And she's like, "Oh no." And I'm like, "Come on, I would get to use it." So it lasted about 3 days in here. I had to move it. R2D2 said, "I'm old. My memory runs out as well." Roberta, you want to share? Somebody want to share screen?
I can look and see. You had thrown some cat and mouse at me.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
And you caught it, right? You didn't.
And I caught it. So
Woo-hoo.
I can do a little of that.
Yay!
I got.
All right. So I got to go home to, when I say home, I mean, obviously wherever my parents are tends to be home. But I went to Northeast Arkansas and we spent some time up there. We played lots of cards. We put out a little Christmas video. I'm going to assume you're aware of it, even if you didn't watch it. We have done that now for about 12 years. It's funny, if you watch them all, you can see, particularly my kids, you can see Brett go from being real young to 21 now. I think he started off, he was like 7 when we started doing it, 7 or 8, something like that. So when we first started, we just sing the song and we're done, and then we got into doing goofy videos and stuff like that. But we play a lot of cards, so which y'all have heard me talk about that before on here, which is kind of how Trumps was born. But you actually get to see a little bit of video of us in action playing cards. So that was kind of fun to get to put on there. We didn't get any snow. We had hoped to get some snow when we went up there, because it's not unusual that they get it where they're at. Where I grew up in Mississippi, we never got snow. So I was hoping that we would get a little bit of snow, but we didn't get any.
All
right. So what about anyone else? Any good family stories, trip stories, Christmas stories?
I made a trip home to Mississippi, and I was hoping it was going to be good. As I've explained many times, the only time I want it to be cold is at Christmas time. But then come the 26th, it can go back to 80 degrees as far as I'm concerned. But but I do want it cold at Christmas. But it was warmer in Mississippi than it was down here in Florida.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
Yep. And I mean, it was about the same. But yeah, so we were 70s and 80s the whole time in Mississippi, and that was cool. And when we left, a front came through, and it did snow a little bit. But it's like I didn't get any cold at all. So
after you left, right?
After we left, yeah. As we were coming home, we drove through that big front that was coming through, and it rained the entire drive all the way back. For Pete to know, you've got Florida, Alabama, and then Mississippi. It's how the states line up sideways. If you looked at a map, are you looking at a map, Pete?
He's not looking at a map.
No, he's
I'm not even listening to you, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So yeah.
I'm listening to you. They all line up next to each other. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
But
it's a Collins planet that way.
I'm gonna mess up your next book.
Curtis, did you fix your internet?
I think so. I think we're back.
You look better.
Curtis, we appreciate it. You got it, bud. We're out of here.
Yeah, I think my internet. Fine. Good.
You had me there for the first one.
Yes.
I actually think your internet crashed our broadcast.
Really?
I think so. That's what happened.
I think because when your internet crashed, our broadcast ended, and I'm like, wait, what? What the heck?
Oh,
It took us down.
My bad.
That's okay. It's all good. Yeah, Curtis, tell folks who you are.
Yep, I'm Curtis Fujita. I'm the creative director at Silverline. I am also a Kung Fu instructor, and my upcoming comic book that I'm illustrating and writing is Shadow Ghost. It's the Kung Fu comic, a Kung Fu master. So that's me.
Sweet.
Thank you.
So, so we're just talking about Christmas still. The R2D2's on a roll tonight. Look at it. Curtis killed it.
I like that, and with the K too. You spelled it right. Thank you.
Let's see. So we were just talking about Christmas and trips and presents. Did you get everything? Santa Claus bring you everything you wanted or needed, or most of it?
Yeah, I mean, I got back in 2020. I got one of the first PlayStation 5s, and so my wife has kind of said that's the last couple Christmases. So I have had, and I have continued to have what I wanted for Christmas. So.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's great.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer. Pete, I forgot to ask. Did Mama get any new shoes?
Oh, she got 2 pairs of new shoes.
Whoa.
Nice.
How poor I am at the moment.
So commissions are available, right?
Yeah. What's that? It's her birthday on Saturday. It just
Oh my gosh.
just keeps
Doesn't
coming.
end.
Wow. And but I hate to tell you this, but you're gonna blink and then it's gonna turn around and be Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is
And
why
then a few months later, it'll be baby time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
How's Mama doing?
She's fine.
Yeah.
We found out what we're having.
Oh,
Did you really?
Can you share or no?
So can you reveal here?
Well, I'll tell you
Yeah.
how the conversation went. So, we opened the paper, and I couldn't read the doctor's writing very well. I don't know if you have it in America. Doctor's handwriting here is
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
its own special thing.
Yeah.
But we're pretty confident it said we're having a girl.
Congratulations.
Yay!
Yeah, no, great. I just said we have to try again real quick. That's probably.
Oh,
Oh, God.
I hope she's not watching.
Congratulations, Pete.
Yeah.
Silverline's still the top name, right?
For the right money.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking it is an add-on for the or a stretch goal.
Could
Stretch
be.
goal for the
It's
next
a
Kickstarter.
very expensive stretch goal for me to get this one through the post. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that I've told you some of you personally, but have y'all heard the story of me trying to convince BJ of what Brett's name should be?
No.
Mm-mm.
So, of course, it's no secret. My last name is Mann. So when we found out Brett was going to be a boy, I looked at her and I said, "Can we name him Bat?"
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I see why you thought that.
And that's why
But he has to live that down.
black guy right now. That's why the black guy is not going away.
So she looked at me. She said, "We are not naming our son Batman." And I said, "What about Spider? It's a real artsy name. We get Spyder." She said, "We are not naming our son Spider-Man." I said, "Oh, come on. Think about it. When he's in the 7th or 8th grade, how cool would it be if over the
would be really cool.
loudspeaker the announcer said, Mrs. Johnson, would you please send Batman to the office?" And my son gets up. She looked at me. She says, "No, we're not naming our son Batman."
Oh,
I
sorry.
appreciate the effort, though. I appreciate the effort.
Well, what she doesn't know is Brett is pretty close to Bat.
That's
right?
true.
Oh,
Mhm.
That's good.
So, Jackson says X-Man.
Yeah. Well, the middle name could be.
X-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So yeah. Any names in the lead for the baby?
Yeah,
girl
yeah.
puzzle?
We've decided on the name, but we're going to hold that one back for
Gotcha.
the actual day. Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, for the
The
actual
girl's
day.
name was actually remarkably easier than the boy's name. I was all over the place. Girl's name's like, yes, girl's one.
Oh. So, how many of those baby name books did you get? Any?
We got one for Christmas, obviously. Someone got us a baby name book for Christmas.
Yeah.
We'd already decided what we were going to call it by then. But yeah. So that's just it's got sort of names in it, so I can use names when I'm thinking, what might I call the character? And go look at the baby name.
You know what? I kept mine for that very reason, because I'm like, hey, this is really good for naming characters, because we've got one that has had baby name meanings, and so have the name and then the meaning behind behind the name. I'm like, oh, I love this. I actually still use it. So I'm like, oh, that's what I want a name to mean this, and you can look it up, and yes, it's pretty cool.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. What else? What other Christmas stuff? Anybody do anything exciting?
Bought a bunch of stuff for other people. Is that cool?
That's pretty cool.
It is the season of giving.
That's true. I got a Rubik's Cube.
Ooh, wow, I didn't know they still made those.
That's not a Rubik. This is a cube, but they call it a 3x3. Yeah, no, I used to. No, I it's one of those YouTube rabbit holes I fell down right before Christmas, and I used to be able to solve these when I was younger, and then I was watching these videos on how you can solve one in 20
seconds,
and get one up in 5-6 seconds, and I'm like, I could do them in a minute when I was younger, and so I'm like, and I was going through all these routines, and I'm like, this is pretty neat. So I bought one to stick in my stocking. So it's Santa Claus. It's called a speed cube, so you can spin it real fast. It's not like your regular Rubik's cube, so it turns real fast. So I've been fiddling with it instead of. No.
Okay. I was going to put you on the big screen, put you on the spot. I've seen those videos of those those Asian kids who do it in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, actually, I just started on it. I pulled it. We just got back, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and I was going through all the stuff that we had brought back from the trip, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about this. So I pulled it out and I started watching videos today. I probably shouldn't have. I should have been inking. So, but I did ink some pages though.
Nice.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Nice.
Covers.
Some covers. This is from the Rejects book. This will be available on the Kickstarter for whoever wants to get it. And here's another one of the covers. And then we've got a third cover that this is C. Michael Lanning drew both of these. And then we've got another cover from Stephen Butler. I think you've got that one already. I think I gave that one to you already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the rest of I think I've got 4 or 5 pages left to ink. I think I'm done. So really close. Really close.
Nice. What about comic stuff? Anybody get any comic stuff for?
Oh yeah. Hold on. I got something really cool. Let me go grab it.
The holiday special.
Yeah, turned out great.
We're gonna talk about that in a second. I got a couple more of these. I got some, I guess, about 2 years ago, and I hung up some comics on the little thing that goes over our kitchen. It's just a partial wall that comes down. I don't know what you call those things. And they look good up there, so the wife actually liked it. So I asked for more. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 more of these. So now I got to decide what comic books go in.
Oh, those are the wall hangers. Yeah.
Oh, those ones. Yeah, they're not the they're not the slabs that close permanently, but they're the ones that you can put in.
Yeah,
like I've got 3 books up there. Oh shoot, I've got Cat and Mouse #1, which is the first published book, the one that I proposed to BJ in. I've got Avengers #2 that's signed by Stan Lee, and then I have Avengers #1 something that has my fan letter in it. 172, 272 or something like that.
The one that you collect? How many copies of that?
Yeah, I don't have. So. Oh crap! I forgot to mention our sponsors. See, I knew I was going to be doing something, Rusty.
Oh man.
The guy who runs Daytona Beach Comic Con, who is our sponsor, by the way, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you haven't made plans yet to attend this year, make your plans now. We'll be putting up more information as we go along. But he found out that I had a fan letter in the Avengers number. I think it's 272 or 282. I can't remember which issue it is. But now every time I see him, he gives me a copy. Here you go. So I think I've got about 6 of them now.
Wow.
It's just kind of become a.
When you wrote that?
Dude, I'm almost embarrassed to tell you. I think I was like 21.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was still in college, maybe 20. it's so funny because the way I discovered it. So my roommate and I, we used to go to the comic shop together, and then we would come home and we'd just basically kind of flip through our comics, and then we'd just sit there and just start reading comics, right? And I was always an Avengers fan. And so I read the comic, and then I got to the letters page, and I'm reading the letters page, and I'm like, yeah. Oh, and my roommate was Tim Miller. And I said, Tim, dude, this letter writer's got it right. Oh, who is this? Hey, this is me. I wrote this letter.
I like this guy. This guy's cool.
I was agreeing with everything this guy said.
He's so well spoken and
Surprising.
yeah, that's great.
That's funny.
That's great.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that, and then I have I have a couple things to hang. I don't have a whole lot of original art, but I got a couple of things to hang up some original art on the wall. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, I don't have a lot of original art, but it's kind of like if I've got a few pages, why are they sitting in my little container here? Why don't I have them up on the wall?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I got a good one. A good Christmas. I forgot all about it. Look what I got.
What is that? That's a lampshade?
oh, that's
Spider-Man
cool.
lamp.
That's cool.
That's fun.
Does it put the Spidey signal on the wall when you turn it on?
That'd be awesome.
No,
Oh.
Really cool.
it fell off. Yeah, I hadn't figured out where I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna bring it to the office and put it somewhere.
Yeah. Nice. What about anybody else?
Well, kind of
I think it's gonna fall.
not necessarily a present, but more of a gift I gave myself. I ended up quitting my former day job in preparation to start a new day job.
Get out of
Wow.
here! Really?
I didn't know that.
And I quit it in
Tell it-
style. So it was a middle school that will not be named. But
You pulled the fire alarm and ran off,
no, I got on the PA system and announced that I was leaving the building.
and you said
Oh,
something.
Curtis has left the building.
Yeah, I literally
That's
said that
style.
on the
Did
way
you do
off.
that?
Yeah, I picked up the PA system to the whole place, and I said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Curtis Fujita has left the building." And then I hung up and I walked out the door.
That's
dropped the mic.
funny.
So you do it.
I mean, did you walk out the door? Or did somebody escort you out the door?
Well,
Okay, I got it. All right.
open to interpretation. Let's just put it that way.
R2D2 spider lamp.
Speaking of without spoilers, did anybody see the Spider-Man movie?
No, I still haven't been able to go see it
Yep.
yet.
Of course.
Yep, I saw it. Yep.
If y'all want to talk about it, tell me, and I'll put my headphones down for me. I haven't had a chance to go yet.
I won't no spoilers, but I liked it. I thought it was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Well, everybody loved it. Apparently, the people are saying it's the best Spider-Man movie yet.
I don't know that
I
I
don't
would
know
go
about
that
that.
far.
Yeah.
I really neither.
That's what they're saying, though.
I would say it's a fun movie. There's a lot of fan service in it.
Yes.
I think it's the most
it could
emotional
have been
Spider-Man
a
they've
mess.
done.
It might be that. It might be the most emotional, yeah. Because it does. It sort of tugs on those heartstrings of the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, didn't they need to do that? Because the last couple of ones, while I thought was really good, they just kind of were like,
Yeah, it was. Let's put it this way: everybody that likes Spider-Man movies will relate in some shape or form to this one. That's my.
Look, it's got all the characters in, all the other guys in it.
Well, what
you
I
guessing or
what
you
I
know this?
really believe
No, I've seen all the
is that
trailers.
everybody
and-
had a camp, of like I like
Yes.
this Spider-Man and not that one,
Right.
and it found a way to make it all work.
Yes, it really did. Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the strengths of it. I don't know the story was that great, but
It's all right.
Yeah, but it's you need to spend your theater money, Tommy. You need to go see it on the big screen. Absolutely. Yeah,
that's good.
You mean you guys didn't like Cucumber Patch as Doctor Strange? I love Cucumber Patch as Doctor Strange.
I do like Cumberbund as Doctor Strange. I think he's a good
he makes a good Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's one of the things I think Marvel has done a really good job at. I think is their casting. They, for the most part, they've chosen really good actors to play the parts.
Definitely, my favorite version of him was in Thor Ragnarok, where he had an appearance and he was wearing the yellow gloves just for this one scene. They had Doctor Strange. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the yellow gloves.
I know. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking that I know you guys have all seen the trailers for the what's the DC thing coming out on HBO Max? It's got the wrestler guy in it. What's the guy? What's the movie?
Oh yeah.
Peacemaker.
Oh,
Those trailers look really funny. I think DC is going to have something going on.
I'm not
really
going to
good
get
with
to
that
see it
one.
because it's on HBO Max.
Oh, you can come over to the house. We can watch it.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think they've got something. It just looks like it's going to be something different. So
Yeah.
Totally.
a lot of cussing in it. Boy, the trailers are cuss.
Well, did you see Vigilante's going to be in it, which I think is
I know, that's pretty funny.
cool, you know?
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
All right, so let's talk about this then. R2D2 for Life said, I got the Silverline Christmas special, and so I know everybody else has got it.
Mhm.
So this is one of the things that I've been hanging on to for a long time, is that I was the only one for a long time to have read every story in there. But what you guys think? Do you have a chance to read them yet? They're good and short. Each story is short, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it. It was consistent. It was solid. Nice thick book too. It was
Yeah.
great. In fact, I know this is kind of a weird compliment, but Tommy, I really like that whatever the paper grade was or the cover had that kind of like popcorn ceiling kind of. I don't know what it was, but I liked it. It felt good. That sounds funny.
I agree with you.
He doesn't. Tommy didn't like that.
He does,
like
but there's a story behind it.
Oh.
No, the story is. Well, I don't want to talk about it.
Compromise.
Wow, some behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, no.
I thought it was some of the best paper we've ever had.
Oh, you like the paper? Oh, that's a problem there too. Let's skip. Let's go on to other subjects.
For Life agreed. He says that cover was awesome. The material.
Yeah. Sorry.
So if you had to pick, I know that. Yeah, look at Pete's grabbing his copy now. I know.
Oh, look at the paper.
Yeah. If you R2D2 for Life talking about Spider-Man says, I cannot believe the cameo by Batman in the Flash.
Shut up, R2D2 for Life.
And then
Batman in the Flash, Tommy.
And then when,
Let me know I'm supposed to cut away.
and then when Forrest Gump had a race at the end.
Forrest Gump. Oh man.
Tom Hanks, I swear.
I know that we've all got, favorites, and of course, I would be quick to say, hey, Cat and Mouse is probably one of my favorites of this. But after having read it, what are some of your favorite stories in there?
Cat and Mouse.
I still like Cat and Mouse.
I was going to
I
say
like Demon Pills. Honestly.
Cat and Mouse or Demon. Yeah, that was the best stories. I thought. Yeah. I hadn't read it.
We're partial.
Of course, you haven't read it. He printed it. Gives me printers, all this big stack of printers proofs. Gives me all the books.
I copy weeks before you guys ever had a copy, and I still haven't read it. I'm going to sit here and read it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good idea.
I think one of the things I like about it is they are short.
I looked at it. It looks great.
There's six. There's all of them are 6 pages each, right? And there's some good stories in there. I'll tell you, one of my favorites was Ron Foyer's Satin's Way story. That was a great
Solid.
story. Now y'all digging your books out, make me gonna get mine, aren't you? Yeah, I think there was
I can't color and dig out a book.
I know. I see who's still on here. R2D2 for Life. What about you? You've already said the cover was awesome. The material. So some of your favorites. I'm not saying you have to pick out your one favorite, but some of the favorites in here.
It's too far down.
Again, I thought that was full. All right, I'm gonna call you out because you're misspelling my name here. It says R2D2 says Roller Man agrees that Roller Man's Cat and Mouse is top quality.
in quote unquote, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
I like Silverblade. That's good.
Yep. I wonder. I got blank pages in here. Oh, let me see. Is that?
How'd
Do
you
you?
get blank pages?
I do. I just happened to
Is
notice.
that a test copy?
No.
See, 1.
Well, you got blank page,
2, 4, 5. All the pages are there. There's just 2 blank pages right here in the middle.
Oh,
Are on either side of them blank? We can talk about it afterwards, but either
Yeah. No. The whole story's there. It just looks like 2.
like two sheets of paper.
No. Oh, I gotta see what the other.
What's on the other side of those blank pages?
The proper story. It's like if you would glue these 2 pages together, right? Everything would be hunky dory. It's kind of weird.
Okay, well,
I just spotted that.
couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just happened to see it.
That is a special edition for you to draw your own story on those 2 pages.
I thought,
It's on
And-
purpose then.
I thought Cassisi's Trump story was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I did have a couple of my friends tell me, they said, I was really surprised that you let someone else write demons and the Trump's pages. I thought the Mackenzie's Night Rise story was really good. I think it's a book full of stuff. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Rob Davis says, my favorites were Divinity and Twilight Grimm. Of course, I haven't yet read the others.
I know that's the problem. I haven't read all of them, so I hate to comment.
Yeah. Well, I read them all. Jackson says the blank pages are autograph pages. That's a good idea.
It is.
Yeah,
Now,
that's a good
it
idea.
sounds like, as far as the printer goes, it sounds like a double bed, but I don't know how that could have gotten in there like that.
Yeah, I don't see any. I was kind of flipping through seeing if I saw others, but that's literally the only 2
Special edition. Special edition.
Hey, the stick copies like that, worth a lot.
Yeah.
One of a kind.
Yeah. R2D2, I am certainly not worried about that. Sorry. Says, sorry, I told you I have bad memory chips and I tag your name fairly frequently on the interwebs. My sincere and heartfelt apology. Please overlook at least this once. Of course, it doesn't bother me in the least little bit. Sorry.
I am trying to figure out who this R2D2 fella is.
It is not mine to tell.
Do I know? Can you say that, Mike?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly, probably, maybe.
That means yes, so I got to figure out who it is.
Detective Tommy coming out.
Mm.
Yeah, it is funny though. I did have someone ask me if we're going to do the one for 22, and I very quickly and loudly said no.
Because we're doing a Halloween one.
A what?
We're doing a Halloween one.
No,
No.
we're not doing a Halloween one. No.
Oh man, that would have
Would've
been a
been
good one.
cool.
It's the thing about it is they're cool, but it's a lot of work.
It is more work than anything that we've done because
Yes.
everybody was involved at a short time span.
Yes, and so
A lot of neck wringing to get these pages in. Turn your pages
Yeah.
in.
yeah. So I'm not going to say never, but certainly not 22 is not going to see another Christmas special.
all
Halloween
from
special could be
Kentucky?
fun, but not this year. But it is one of those things. If we do it, we do need to start well in advance. And 6 pages is not unreasonable to do.
It's just everybody involved. All of the making sure you were getting everything from everybody was just, I'm sure, kept you up.
Yeah. Yes, it was because we ended up with 17 stories. I don't know if y'all figured that 17 stories. That's a lot of stories. A lot of creators. Yeah. Stephen Brown Art says, "Hi, what's up, Stephen Brown? Happy New Year to you. We haven't talked to you since last year." That's a dad joke, isn't it? Rob Davis says, just checking roll. Oh, I know, Rob. I owe you that. I still haven't forgotten from you what pages for like Graham need to send off with the commission sketches I did. Yes, I know. I will try to remember to jump over and do that and let you know so you can get those out to me. I appreciate that. And I appreciate your patience on that. R2D2 for Life says, I have not read much yet, so cannot give an honest opinion, but I've caressed that textured and thick cover.
Oh, we're talking about the paper again. Oh.
Plus, love the patch. Yeah, so the patch was they were very limited, and just for those who backed the that was a surprise thing for those who backed the Christmas special. Anyone else coming if you go on Indiegogo, because it's still live on Indiegogo. In demand. So as long as we've got the copies and there's still some copies left, we're going to leave the Indiegogo up for a little while. Probably close it as we get close to running out of copies. But I've about decided that I don't think we're going to print anymore. I think we've got what we're going to print, and we'll keep it limited to this run and
yeah, let that be it.
Let that be it.
Print it again next Christmas, but Christmas 2022 on it.
Yes, right.
Oh no.
Put the stories in a different order.
So true story though. What you guys may not realize is that at 6 pages a piece, once we get into Diamond, one of the things I'm looking at is taking 4 of these stories. So 4 times 6 is 24, and making them into Christmas a Christmas release for the comic shops, but you know, be more of a comic, not a trade like this, but a comic. And you know, that's going to give us what, 17 stories, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 4 years of stuff right there. You know, so Rob says it's okay. I know it's been crazy. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Rob's been joining you guys. I don't know if you've been watching the Wednesday. Yeah, Rob's been hanging out with the Wednesday group, and I like to see that, Rob. And I hope that you can continue to carve out a little time. As you see, Rob, Roberta's drawing, Curtis is drawing. I'm pretty sure Curtis is drawing. Pete's drawing, and I'm pretty sure Tommy's drawing. They're all drawing. So
my hands are right here. They're not doing anything.
Oh, okay. Well,
why
are you being lazy then, Tommy? Get to work.
That is right here. It's right here.
So you can see, Rob, you can still work and chat at the same time.
And if I can say something about Rob, there's a lot of little things he said just in passing when we were doing you know, certain streams and stuff like that I totally took to heart and implemented in my comic book drawing and are helping me with the process. And he just said it in passing, but there's a lot of little details that really help me a lot. So
that's very cool. Can you recall any nuggets that stand out to you?
Yeah, one of them was actually in our group messages. What was basically like how he does thumbnails, how he really breaks down the entire issue. He had like this cool little template where he broke down the entire issue into really tiny thumbnails. And so I first, before you do anything, just so you can see the flow of the page, almost like a tapestry, right?
Right.
And so I did that. And the coolest thing about that is for me and my process, I took that, since I'm doing it all digital, I blew up every one of those thumbnails to full page size. And I was able to use that as you know, kind of my breakdowns for the issue. So that was really important. You know,
very cool.
Yeah, a lot of great information.
That's great. That's fantastic. Well, I've said as much to Rob. Rob's the ultimate super pro here, and I hope to see. I know he's got I don't remember what it was. I know he's got another. Oh no, I do know he's doing something with Ron Fortier. He's got another comic project that he's working on, maybe graphic novel with Ron. But I've already planted the seed that hopefully that we'll get some more. We'll get another project going with Rob.
Totally.
He says, right, I just have to figure out how to set up my iPad and tripod to shoot down onto the drawing board. Yeah, I don't know that answer.
That's difficult.
And he said about the layouts, he says that helps spot blacks on the page and make sure each page flows properly. Yeah. He said, yeah, it's a secret project, single issues collected into a trade later. Cool. Nice. With Ron. So I know he's talked about it. So I know that you've said it. So I didn't give anything away, but I know you're doing something. Let's see, back up here. Stephen Brown Art says, oops, I missed one. So Stephen Brown Art says, I have been busy. My comic on Indiegogo is now in demand. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
That's so
yeah,
cool.
as we learned from our first Indiegogo, you don't get to go in demand if you don't make your goal. So that means that you've made your goal. So congratulations on that. And then he says, and I have been doing my own streams too. That's fantastic. Got to get the word out there. R2D2 for Life said, my wife is reaching her limit. Can you take a quick moment and mention the snapshot of the upcoming Kickstarter if it does not interrupt your flow? Yeah, of course. So the upcoming Kickstarter is let's see. I don't have it open. So the upcoming Kickstarter is for Rejects #1 and Sniper and Rook #1. If you've been in comics, around comics a while, Sniper and Rook's probably a familiar name to you. It was an independent comic, started in the late 90s, I believe. I don't remember the exact year. John could tell you that John Medic could tell you that on Wednesdays. Sniper and Rook ran for about 12 issues, I think. And he's got several other things in the works, but this is going to be the Sniper and Rook debut into the Silverline world. And John has become our quote unquote our continuity editor as we work to try to see if we can't interweave some of these stories into some sort of shared world. Not sure that we're creating a Silverline universe, but maybe some kind of shared world. It's going to be fun. That would be fun, I think, anyway. Rejects is a brand new story. It's my attempt at parody / humor superheroic stuff. They're all rejected superheroes. This first issue is one of 3, and the pencils are done by C. Michael Lanning, and Tommy is inking, and Haley Martin is doing the colors for it. Haley is the artist for Bear. So she's doing some really, really good. Hopefully you've seen a couple of images that we've used in promotions the last couple of days, and you'll be seeing one new image every day from now throughout the Kickstarter. So you'll get a peek at what they are. Plus the Kickstarter has some preview pages on it. Also, since you wanted a snapshot, obviously all of our back issues will be available as an add-on. Tommy held up a couple of covers that are going to be available. I think all 3 covers are available, right, Tommy?
Yep. They're all on paper, so they're good to go. Yep. You know, everybody knows I digitally ink most of everything, but we do some stuff on paper. And we got a lot of the pages. I inked several of the pages on paper too, so those are going to be available also. I'm not sure which ones. I don't remember now because we've been jumping around so much on everything. So
yeah, I think I've got the first cover here, the Stephen Butler cover.
Yeah.
That's
the
homage cover. Yeah, the homage cover, homaged Avengers number 150. So
yeah, it's really cool. All these covers are cool.
Yeah, it looks really good. So that's a quick snapshot. And you guys, if you follow our streams, you know, we're telling everybody our launch day is the 13th, which is Thursday, and that is our official launch day. But we always launch at the end of the stream on Wednesday. So cool. If you're trying to get some of this artwork, be ready around 9:30 on Wednesday, which is when we'll officially launch. Or unofficially launch. That's our quiet launch or soft launch or whatever you want to call it. Secret launch, maybe. It's not so secret because everyone who follows gets an announcement, right? But we're telling everybody we're going live on the 13th, which is Thursday. But we are going to officially go live or unofficially go live on our stream Wednesday night. So,
do we know if John has any pages from the Sniper and Rook?
I do not think he has any original art. I've asked him about that. He said he would check, but he was 99% certain he did not have original art. So we're gonna the original art that's going to be available is gonna pretty much be only the rejects. So, and I just I confirmed with C. Michael tonight that he's going to offer a couple of sketches, commissions sketches. So those are going to go fast. He's only going to do 3, which is kind of our usual number. But so those will go pretty fast. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll through some of these comments here. Since R2D2 is about to bail on us, just want to get an idea of what the story is about. I did not recall her eye being a gem when I read Cat and Mouse. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That is the coolest thing.
Yep. Yeah, it's been there. But it's not been something that we've ever specifically mentioned. It's been part of her as a character, but no one's ever said, oh, that eye. Oh, what is that eye? Which
we need a backstory here.
I know. R2D2 says thank you. Thank you, R2D2. We appreciate you and send much good your way. And thank you for supporting us. We appreciate you. What are you smiling about, Curtis? Curtis has a guest here. Is that somebody new, Curtis, or?
Well, yeah, this is our kitten Ranger. So he was just eating trying to eat my Apple Pen, which is a little expensive.
That's not good.
We can't.
Anything you're using.
Way too expensive of a cat toy. Apple Pencil.
Exactly. You can actually see him in action there. Been back down on the ground. Sorry.
There we go.
Rob Davis says, "I'll continue to talk about it on Wednesday Wham as things progress." Okay, so if you want to follow what Rob and Ron are doing, you're gonna have to tune in on Wednesdays to listen to the Whammers talk as he'll update them there. And look who we got here, leaving comments here. Wubba says, "Hey, look at this sexy art."
Mr.
Wubba. You heard everybody already said hi. So yes, this is the work that you're seeing on the screen. Roberta is coloring is from Cat and Mouse with pencils by Wubba and inks by Barb Kalberg.
Hi, Wubba.
That's from issue 4, correct?
Issue 4.
Issue 4.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The final issue of of the first storyline there.
Nice.
Now, what a lot of people don't realize is Wub has already finished the pencils for the number 1 issue of the next story. So trying to get this one finished, and if we can, maybe kickstart
Like Inside Out.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, kind of in reverse order. It's comics. It's a long, weird
It
kind of way.
doesn't matter as long as we get it.
That's right. R2D2 says, have a good evening, everyone, and thanks for being patient with my shenanigans.
Take care.
We appreciate you, R2D2.
We'll figure you out, man. I'll figure it out before this show's over.
What says, making it shine, Roberta Conroy.
Yeah, that's right. Trying.
Yep. So yeah. So what else? Anybody else have anything they want to say about the Christmas special?
I want to read it.
The cat and mouse story was the best.
I agree.
They're all very good. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Very impressed by the art.
Yeah.
I don't know about the pencils or the story or the colors, but the inks were phenomenal. I'm telling you.
You know, if you ever hear Tommy say it's a great book, you have to question, did he actually read it?
Yeah, that's true.
Really interesting and yeah, really good. Anyway,
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, he'll say something like that, and he'll go, "Yeah, but man, this art looks great."
Did you like that? Oh yeah, I love that bit on that page. That really was good. Yeah.
No, I am very happy with the Christmas special, and I think
The whole thing looks really good.
Yeah, I think the whole thing looks really good. I think the obviously the production values are very good. It's a good looking book. The stories are good. I think that it's a kind of thing.
Ways is good.
Yeah.
Richard June.
Richard June. I think his name is pronounced June. Richard June. Yep. So that's one of the hopefully we'll see the first issue this year. So
Cute.
Wubba says, I need another copy. His has been officially stolen by his daughter, and I'm not getting it back. He posted, I don't know if I don't know if that was on public post or if it was within our little group, but I saw him post a picture of his daughter had stolen the book and had her reading a copy, and I'm like, that is a good picture right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was on Facebook. I think he put it on Facebook.
I think it was too.
I was watching it first night.
Yeah. So we have so many of these groups going on. I'm like, oh, what was that in a group or was that on,
Yes.
the
Online,
public page? Yeah, Wubba says, yeah, it was public. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to see that. So I don't know if you heard us, Wubba, but we've already talked about we're anxious to see those more pages coming in.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Christmas. What about New Year's? Anybody do anything?
I did
yes.
Christmas for New Year's because my mom
New
had a
Year's
COVID
was
scare.
rock and roll for me. I went to a friend's house and I left at 11 p.m. I was like, I'm done.
You just have to be the approach.
Steve, have you done New Year's yet, or is it still coming?
No, we're still a bit behind you, aren't we?
Yeah.
New Year's until July.
Okay, gotcha.
Till July.
And they do things so weird over in the UK. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're well behind.
So you crashed at 11 p.m.
Well, I thought, oh well,
Yeah.
I've got a pregnant wife and she was tired, and I've got a good excuse to leave. So we were just sitting there watching TV and chatting. I was like, oh, I think we're going to go. So we just came home and wait for it to get to 12, and I'm going to bed.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. This exact same thing. We went out and my mom and I lit some sparklers, and we're like, all right, bye. We're going to bed. Went to bed. Ate some pizza and went to bed. That's what we did.
We were the wife and I forgot I can't remember if we saw a movie or we just chilled out and vegged on the TV and watched a movie on the first and then, I'm sorry, on Christmas, on New Year's Eve, dadgummit. And then I kind of got tired of sitting there, and she said, that's fine, go on. So I came in and started playing a game with some of my buddies. Around 11:45, I walked in there, and she says, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I said, wait, it's 15 minutes till 12. She said, yeah, no, I'm going to bed anyway. I'm like, okay. So I kissed her goodnight. She went to bed. I went back to playing a game.
Did you see any good films over Christmas? I've not at the cinema, but I was on TV.
Spider-Man.
Other than cinema, yeah. I watched Jungle Cruise with The Rock.
Yeah, that's fun.
That was pretty
really
fun.
good.
Yeah.
And Jumanji 2. I had a bit of a rock session. Jumanji 2. I think they're so funny.
You know, I like The Rock. I know a lot of he may get some haters out there saying that he's not a good actor or whatever, but you know what? I think his movies are fun.
Yeah.
I don't know that they're going to win any awards, but
They don't ask a lot of him.
right. Well, you know,
So,
and I don't
it's all right.
expect a whole lot of him when I go see his films, right? So,
Just
I
to
thought
be
Jungle
entertained.
Cruise was really fun. I was like,
what is it, Tommy? Dance for me.
I just want to be entertained. That's all I want to do. I just want to be
Yeah.
entertained.
So, did you like Jungle Cruise, Pete?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
I don't think he's done a film that I don't really like. Like you say, they're not. You don't have to think too hard about it. You just sit
Right.
back and have a good time.
Yeah.
So I saw The Matrix.
Oh, did you? We had
That
that
was
was one
pretty
of,
good.
yeah, that was on our list to see. We just haven't made it there yet.
I hadn't seen it yet. That's on HBO Max too, isn't it? I hadn't seen it yet.
You need to see it in the theater.
Yeah, we're going to the theater to see it.
Yeah,
Really
I'm
is
gonna
a
wait
theater
for
movie.
this current plague to get out of the way in the next week or two, and then I'll go see it.
Right.
We will probably go Tuesday. We almost went this last Tuesday, but I can't remember. Something was going on, and we just said, it's too much happening. Let's wait. So, Eric Fintz says, hello, everyone. Speaking of the Christmas special, will those stories be collected in the associated trades when series are collected? You know, that's an interesting idea, and I have honestly never thought about it until you mentioned. So in other words, like when we collect Cat and Mouse, we put the Christmas story in it. I'm going to say at this point in time, my inclinations are no. I'm not saying no for absolute certain, but I'm saying my inclinations are no. A couple reasons that I'm thinking this, and the first being that I am looking to put these into comic, break them out and put them into comic book form to be released to the comic shops. But also that helps to keep the Christmas special a little more special, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of a question I toss out, but I kind of think it may help to keep the Christmas special a little more special.
I say just put it in the trade.
You do? You think to put like the Kalis story should go in the Kalis trade? And
yeah, why not? Just it's a special. You don't get it anywhere else. And yeah.
Oh, so you're saying like don't do the comics, but do the trade?
Well, it's a 6-page comic.
Yes.
Well,
I
think just stick it in the back of the trade.
No. So the 6-page comic, so would be you would take 4 of those, right?
Oh, right.
And put it in as a comic book, not as a trade, but as a comic book.
Oh,
and then you could actually release it through Diamond, to the comic shops to say, hey, this is the Silverline, Christmas comic, 2023.
I think it was a 6-page book. I think it wasn't so manual.
No, not a 6-page book. Yeah, I knew this was coming from Wubba. Wubba said he's looking forward to the Morbius movie, but can we do a Halloween special next?
Yep.
So
maybe just the Halloween inclined creators.
No, I actually think it's fun to do the specials like that, and I think it would be fun to do a Halloween special. We're not doing one this year. I will say that. Number one, we have too many other books that are slated for the year that we just don't have time. The only way we could do this is someone else created another Kickstarter account and ran some Kickstarters on our off months. Eric Fintz says, do both. Issues might attract people to the series in trades for the completest. That's not a bad idea. My hesitation is that, of course, we could always add it, but my hesitation is we've got the Kalis trade as the first one that's gone out, and we did not include it with that trade. So
I'd want a special where all the Santa Clauses that were criminals in the other one.
That'd be better.
And then we could have like the origin story, which is the Christmas special. Like I think I heard somebody once say that they wanted to market the Cheers show.
Yeah,
because Frasier came out afterwards, and so they're saying they should remarket the Cheers show as Frasier Origins.
Right?
We could do that. We could have the Santa Claus gang and then make the origin special. So there you
go. Yeah. Rob Davis says we just celebrated Christmas today since my wife got her second COVID positive breakthrough case. New Year's, we had just come off isolation, watched a couple of movies that evening. Wow, Christmas today. We're in what's January the 9th now. It's almost 3 weeks later. That's interesting. 2 weeks later. Yeah. Well, I think you celebrate Christmas kind of whenever. I went to Arkansas almost 2 weeks before actual Christmas Day, so we celebrated early because we were trying to get family to come in so that the kids could go in their directions and kind of thing. So
yeah, I've still got one more Christmas party to go to.
The Kablam?
No, some of the other friends. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Stop this, Eric. You got to stop planting these seeds now. No, the Christmas is not going to be an annual book.
That's awesome.
Then it wouldn't be special.
That's right. That's too much to do. You guys do have me thinking maybe about something for. We can't do anything in 2022. No, my sanity and my health won't take it. But we can start thinking about and if Wubba's still listening, dude, you got to finish Cat and Mouse 4 before we do any Halloween stuff, dude.
Well, you've been told now.
Although the story that here we go. He just said it. Halloween special might be a fun place for a new voodoo character to appear. Yeah, so the next Cat and Mouse story involves voodoo and voodoo characters. This is something I always wanted to do in the first volume, but I Wubba says I knew you'd say that. I always wanted to tell a voodoo story. In fact, I think I have my book here. This is one of the books I always recommend to folks when they ask me about voodoo. It's just called Voodoo in New Orleans by Robert Talent.
Oh, cool.
And it's just basically this guy is just kind of a witness to voodoo kind of thing. It's an older book. I want to say it's 1956. So one of the things I like about it. Oh, I'm so wrong. Why did I say 56? 1946 was the first one. And so the thing that I love about this book is the information in here is old, right? So it's this guy going to these voodoo ceremonies and exploring the history of voodoo. And so the voodoo here is older voodoo, and so I really enjoy this book quite a lot. Like I said, I wanted to do it. I wanted to get some kind of story in the first time, the first volume of Cat and Mouse. We ran out of time and issues, and so I didn't get to do that. But yeah, I'm really excited about what we're doing. And Wubba says I'm loving the voodoo stuff so much fun. Yeah, and he's done a great job with the Voodoo Queen, who I think I found. I was just telling my wife we watch these TV shows. And we're always like casting, trying to find some unknowns. I'm like, ooh, this person would make a great cat. Or this would be, I found the actress I found a TikToker that I think would be perfect for Mouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What is her name? I'll have to dig up her name. But she's kind of does martial arts. That's kind of how I found her, because she does a lot of martial arts on her stream. And I'm like, ooh, look at her moves. And so.
Have you guys seen the series American Horror Story, where they did a whole season in New Orleans with voodoo and stuff?
Yeah,
great season. It was about the Coven season. It was so good.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Me too.
Rob said had to wait till our grown-up kids could make it in, and that was this weekend. Yeah, that's the thing when you've got families going in different directions. You do have to figure that out. Eric says Festivus book.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start muting people who are suggesting new books. Right. What says be fun to do the White Bone Lady in an issue at one point. So yeah, so there's lots of fun stuff. I'm excited to see. I get to light a fire under Wubba here. Get this stuff going. I'm excited for everybody to see the stuff he's doing. This is looking good. Yeah. Resolutions. Anybody make any resolutions?
Draw more.
Draw more. I like that resolution.
Same.
Same.
Get more done. Definitely.
Yeah.
I spent a few minutes jumping on the Wednesday show earlier on Wednesday. Anyway, and that was the thing that I said too, trying to make sure that I used my time a little better, because I've not done such a great job
Yeah,
the
this year
past year.
it's hard.
Yeah.
Somehow last year was a little easier, just barely.
Easier
Jump-
than
I think
20
it's the
21.
up and down with the pandemic. You know, it's like
Yeah.
the first year we were just shut in and I could just focus on it.
Right. Yeah, it's been a bit of a, 22 was a bit of a roller coaster ride for the pandemic, I think.
21.
21, really.
Yeah.
21, I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's like me coming home, and then instead of got X amount of time that I could do stuff, and I'm sitting here, and then all of a sudden I start watching YouTube videos on how to solve Rubik's cubes. You know? and then all of a sudden spend $30 on a Rubik's cube for no reason whatsoever, and and then there was 4 hours of that I could have eat the page, and I was like, no, play with a Rubik's cube, and my wife's like, what are you watching? And I'm like, oh, this guy, look, he can solve a Rubik's cube in 6.7 seconds. Wow,
I'm gonna beat that.
she's like, why, Tommy? Why? And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I turn around and go, why not? That is so cool. I got to do that.
Yeah.
It's like there was this one professional fighter, and he always said, they said, what's your key to success? And he goes, the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing.
Oh man, yeah.
Isn't that the truth, you know?
Yeah. So true.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It is, because there's so many distractions
Mm-hmm.
to, I mean, and we can blame social media. That's an easy target.
Yeah.
But there's so many distractions to all of us, you know.
Definitely. It's like I'll read stuff on my iPad, like I'll be reading a book, and have the notifications, and then it's like, oh, there's a flash sale on the PlayStation Store. Oh, okay, and I've been checking out this book. It's like a Chinese comic book. It's translated in English, but it's like the Street Fighter kind of characters. But it's cool, just stylistically. It's kind of like a cross between Japanese anime and other stuff. And the best part about it is there's no notifications. Like when I read it, I don't get a ding or something in the corner, no alert or anything.
Right.
So that's one of the big advantages of paper,
Yeah. I've started trying to, and I need to do this a little bit more. I've started trying to go out onto my back porch and not take the tablet or the phone and just take a book or
So
my
unplug. Is that what
to
you're saying?
unplug.
That's a good idea.
I do a lot of my. I know Tommy knows this. I was trying to see if I could find some. I do a lot of my writing longhand. My first drafts.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Let's see if I can find one. So because I like here. I don't know if you can see. Certainly you can't read this. So I do a lot of the stuff that I do just in longhand because it makes me stop and think a little bit. I have to slow down, and so this is actually for something I'm working on, right? So I'll take my tablet, not my tablet, my paper notepad,
Tablet.
yeah, which is a tablet. And a clipboard so that I've got something, a hard surface to write on, and I'll go out on my back porch. And
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and it allows me to unplug. I'm close enough to the house if I need to, get a drink or use a bathroom or something like that. I'm here. But I'm trying to do a little bit more of that, so that I can try to unplug a little bit more. And that's not a resolution. I don't generally make resolutions. It's just something that I do definitely want to try to do more of.
Definitely. I find when I'm teaching or learning, if you can engage different senses while you're doing something, you absorb more.
Yeah.
So it's like even when I'm teaching martial arts audibly, like if I'm trying to teach somebody a technique that goes high versus low, I'll actually raise the intonation of my voice, and that's almost like a secret code, and they naturally start to go higher. So you say, punch high or punch low, and just naturally you get just a little bit more juice out of it, and there's something about things that are tangible too,
Yeah.
Right. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about any resolutions? Anybody else? Love, if you're still there, what's your resolution? Oh, you already said that. To get the book done. So
Wubba, based on our conversation and this right here, which you can't see clearly, but I'll tell you what it is. Oh, I can't remove myself when I'm trying to do this. Right, this is if you see what that is, Wubba, cat and mouse schedule, right? So it can't be book singular; it has to be books plural. So it can't be to get the book done; it has to be to get the books done. So. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. If Wubba's still here, he's seeing that.
Can I just say, Roberta's doing a great job modeling and getting like all the dimensions on that. It's just great to see her kind of carving out those planes and that highlight on the nose. It's just one that pops. It looks so looks great.
When you said modeling, I looked up.
Yeah,
I'm
this
like,
one-
what is she wearing? Is she,
What is she wearing?
She's wearing a blue shirt. It's part of the Silverline winter collection. And
Actually, it is, Curtis. Did you see what she's wearing?
I didn't because of my yeah.
Awesome.
You're on the big screen now, Roberta. You got to show your shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I
nice.
was not
She is.
sure.
She is wearing part of the.
Yep.
That's awesome.
This is the silver.
Cool.
I guess the pandemic one.
Yes.
Cool. Looks good.
Superheroes wear masks.
Mhm.
Excellent.
And they are proudly showing their masks. So
That's right.
Very cool.
I love that
So it's
one.
pretty funny that you said that, Curtis.
I love it. So it's coming
So what-
together.
Yes, it is.
Great.
So what about maybe past resolutions that you have made, good or bad? And did they work or not work, or some of the worst ones you've ever
Nothing
had?
has worked this year. I literally have to admit that everything that I said I'd do has been
Oh, no.
derailed. It's life, you know. You
It
can't
is
really,
life.
you can't really change things that happen.
No, you can't. You just have to. That's the thing about it is you gotta. That's what we try to tell our kids. You know what? You can't. You can prepare, but you can't always predict. You
Right.
think you can, but you just got to be ready to roll with it. Whatever it is, you got to roll with it.
You got to roll with it.
Yep.
And there's always something to roll with. You just
Yep.
think, oh, it'll be calm now. This is done. This panic's over. This is fixed. No, something
Yep.
else. Always something new.
I mean, you even think sometimes you think, oh, you know what? I'm prepared for this. I got this, and then something happens. You're like, well, that's not what I thought. You know, it's like, well, now what do I do? And you got to learn to roll with it. You know, Tommy and I've talked. I got a kind of a personal thing that I still don't know the answer for, and it bothered me, you know, for several years. And you know, I've talked with Tommy about it a bunch, and he's like, I don't know. And we've come up with theories. We've come up with you know, speculations. And I'll be honest with you, it used to really bother me. But I just came to a point where it's like, you know what, there's nothing I can do about it. And so I can't let it bother me. It's life, and I just have to move on and live my life, you know.
And when you beat your head against a wall about something that you can't change over and over and over and over, it does too much damage.
Yes.
It just does.
well, at some point you got to go. Well, I was going to say something bad. Some point you just got to say, you know, screw it. There we go. I'll say that.
Yes.
Just forget it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It says, you know, and that's the hardest thing for me too, right? Is you have your plans, and you kind of, at least for me, not you, me, you know, I'll kind of dictate like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, and this is going to be the result, right?
Yes.
And then I do this, and I get that part done, but then the result isn't what I wanted. And then it's like, I didn't like work the way
You're
I
like,
told it to.
That's not good. It didn't work out the way it didn't. I don't like it.
And the hardest part is I spout all this, you know, stuff like as it relates to martial arts. Like everybody has that place where you kind of excel and you can apply it, but then there's the rest of your life, right?
Right.
And that's the hard thing is, how do I transition it from there to there? And we always say there's always that idea of like, you don't go against force, right? When something's overpowering you. And so the thing they always talk about is when you see like a solid oak tree and it's stiff and it's big and it tries to, the storm hits and it kind of tries to stay in place, it gets knocked over. But they always say it's the bamboo or the reed that bends
Yeah.
with the wind that appears soft is always the thing that survives the storm, right?
Right.
So
That's good.
yeah,
That's good.
Yeah.
Rob quotes a famous Brit. Life is what happens while you make other plans.
Yeah, I always like that.
Yeah.
And it's very true.
It is. It
Cannot
really
plan.
is.
We like to believe we can plan. It's more like a sketch.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A sketch on a cocktail napkin, you know.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. That's right.
While you're drinking.
While you're drinking.
I feel like it's always like, the stereotypical writer that has an idea, he writes it down, and then he balls it up and throws it in the trash can. It's like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
next.
Yeah. Right. What's next? And then you see the whole pile of wadded up papers next to the trash can.
Don't
right?
look at that.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, so it's a lesson in rolling with it. Very wise, Roland.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that in the past there have been things. I think when you talk about it like addictions and kind of thing, when people say, "Oh, I'm going to give up smoking," or "I'm going to give up this," or "I'm going to give up that," kind of thing, those are hard to do. Addictions are real. I know that for a long time, and Tommy can attest to this. For a long time, or for several different years, I tried giving up Cokes. And the problem comes is that I failed every time. Every time I would try to give them up, I'd fail. And I probably tried, I don't know, 4 or 5 different times, and I failed. Well, about 2 years ago, I think it was, I made the decisions. You know what? I need to cut back. But I've clearly failed at quitting, so I'm not going to quit this time. I'm just going to cut back. And I found that I was a lot more successful doing that than I was at quitting.
I'm the same way. I've cut way back. There's no Coke in this cocaine. There's no Coke in this.
There's none here either.
Yeah, there's no Coke in this. No, we don't buy Cokes. The only time I drink Cokes now is kind of like what you're saying, is if we'll go out to eat, that kind of thing. And I just
it's a treat.
It's a dessert kind of a thing. Drink a lot more water, like you're doing, a lot more.
Yeah.
I drink it. We get unsweet tea where I put some fake sugar in it every now and again. But I drink a lot of water. Just water.
Yeah.
It's easier to do that and just don't completely cut yourself off. Especially if your doctor said if you drink one more ounce of Coke, your head's going to explode. Well, then maybe you should stop.
Right.
But if you're just doing it for yourself, or if you drink one more cup, you're gonna go from a pre-diabetic to a completely diabetic, and we're gonna have to put you on medicine. Well, then you might should stop.
Right.
But, yeah. But otherwise, cut it back. Just do it as a little happy. What I like to call a little happy. That's a Southern thing, right? We call that. It's a little happy. Giving yourself a little happy there.
Right.
Give yourself an easy out. Say,
yeah.
It's not hard. Never.
Right.
Never suck. You just rebel.
That's exactly right. It's like, what do you mean I can't never have this? Yes, I will. Watch me.
Yeah.
But if it's like just cut back, then okay, well that's easier. It's like, okay, I won't have Coke now, but I'll have it this weekend when I do this, or I'll have it when I go do that. And so then it becomes more of a reward, or
a treat,
a dessert.
It's a dessert. It's a treat. It's that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, it's always funny things like, even for myself, we reward ourselves are always the things that usually are things that aren't good for us, right? It's like, oh, I'm going to reward myself with, XYZ,
Right.
It's kind of funny. The hard thing for me is always like, I see like Chinese acupuncturist and like medicinal doctor for some of my injuries and stuff like that. And she helps me out a lot doing that kind of alternative therapy and things that, like, I got an injury where I wasn't supposed to even really be able to move normally, like, or ever do exercise again. And she fixed it. But one of the hardest things is that whole practice is you're not supposed to have anything that's not room temperature. So nothing cold, right? That's a very Eastern philosophy. And it is hard, and because the whole concept between that practice is if you have something cold, your body has a certain warm temperature, and the cold sends a shock to the organs and kind of depletes your health and affects it negatively.
Has an obligation to fix it.
Yeah, and the hardest thing about that thing is it's like practice. So when you see a doctor that does that kind of stuff, it's not like you take a pill and then you're good. You have to actively do your homework. So you'll have certain things you have to do, certain diet you have to adjust and things like that, or the process doesn't work,
Is it the same way for hot foods as well?
Hot foods, temperature wise, is in that practice is okay. Hot food is fine, but cold things are not. So like whenever I get injured, it's always like no cold, no sour, no spicy. Those things affect the system.
Wow.
And the worst part is she can tell. She'll feel my pulse, and by the way the pulse beats, she'll go, "Oh, you ate."
Oh man,
you had
so
a
she'll
cold beer
catch you.
last night. Yeah, she'll catch
Curtis, you invited us over for dinner next week. I'm not going to be able to make it. Man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to be
That's
all that
pretty
much
awesome.
fun.
Oh yeah, and then like hot California summer, and it's like, oh my gosh, you want a milkshake or like just an ice cold Coke, right? It's like,
Yes.
it sucks.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool that she can feel
Well,
the pulse and tell.
But the thing is it working for you though?
Oh
Is
yeah.
Then there you go.
I mean, the craziest thing, and everybody has their own path to healing up. But I had a major knee injury where the emergency doctor told me I would never do kung fu again, and they were going to do surgery and chop me up and stuff. So I went to see her, and she gave me these herbs that I boiled into like a broth and I drink. And she told me, she goes, "This is going to do surgery to your leg." And I was like, "Oh, you're crazy," But what do I have to lose, right? So I boiled the herbs, I drink it, and then that night I was home alone by myself. And I felt like somebody was like yanking my leg and pulling it. And I looked down and my leg was convulsing and cracking back into place on its own.
I'm creeped out right now.
yeah, it's crazy.
She gave you some sort of marijuana kind of something. Or not.
I wish.
He is in California.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it a mushroom that she got from the backyard? That kind of-
Mushrooms.
yeah.
And there was a unicorn crossing.
Yeah, there was unicorn feet.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, neat stuff.
Rob Davis says, my wife digs through my trash and picks out rejected art pieces.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cute though.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
She sees
Yeah,
the
you-
genius.
No, you got to be like our buddy Mitch Bird. Whenever he has a rejected art thing, he just erases it. So there is no rejected piece. He doesn't throw anything away. That's what you got to do.
Because he reuses the paper. He wants the paper.
Sure does. Yeah.
He's not going to waste the paper.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it's cool. Kurt's talking about this this doctor you go to. I think it's cool because I think there's so many practices that old timers, whatever you want to put, but they used herbs and had other practices. They knew what they were doing. It's not like they didn't know what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. In many cases, it's just that they didn't have all the doctor education and kind of. But when you've been around that, okay, I know that if I place a needle right here, it helps this thing here. That's just a tried and true practice of doing something, and I think that we've kind of entered an age where people don't want to try any. If it's if it doesn't come in a prescription bottle, they don't trust it, and that's just weird because it's the opposite way for a lot of the older people. It's like, well, no, it's in a prescription bottle, and I'd rather not do that.
Yeah. I mean, I think I always boil it down to the main thing is there's different paths to the same goal, right? In almost every avenue. But the biggest thing I wish more people understood is for you to be right doesn't mean I have to be wrong. And
Yes.
that's a concept people don't get. As soon as you're considered right about something, it threatens their belief system or what they think. And so they attack it. I can be right for what I do. You can be right for what you do, and
You haven't been paying attention to American politics, have you?
I think people look. Well, my definition of politics is I like opinions, not politics. Opinions are what I think about what's right for me. Politics is what you think's right for me. So,
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't talk politics. I talk opinions.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't have to like their opinion.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, what is the old saying? Opinions are like noses, right? Everybody's got one.
I heard another version of that. One.
Yeah, I know you did. I heard that one too, but
Not fit for prime time.
Rob Davis says life is not really a zero-sum game. Yeah.
Yeah, unless it's Squid Games, right?
I've got to finish that. I haven't finished the.
great show.
Yeah, I
That's
watched
good.
It's fun.
I watched like 3 or 4 episodes. I can't remember exactly. I have problems watching because you've heard me say this. I don't watch a whole lot of TV, so I have problems watching something that somebody else in my family doesn't watch because I feel kind of guilty if I'm sitting down to watch something by myself.
You
know?
are allowed.
I know.
I mean, you have to have some things that you can discuss with just us. That's what I mean.
You gotta remember, not
But-
everybody likes
but-
the same thing. You can like it or watch it.
It's not
Yeah.
a guilty thing to have different tastes.
No.
As long as you have, things you share.
Yeah.
If
Oh, yeah,
that's
we
all you do,
absolutely
that's
do.
different.
And not the microphone licking thing. You don't share
Yeah,
that.
do not share that.
Don't share that anymore.
With
I don't even like that you shared it with us.
I'm sorry.
And that's
I'm
one you could
sorry.
keep to yourself.
Trying to get that out of my head.
It just when I was checking Twitch, it popped up, and yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay,
Anyway,
so
yeah,
that was-
you can watch things sometimes, just for you.
Yeah, a lot of my problem comes is time. I was like, so if it's just me, okay, I sit down to work, right? I sit down to do stuff, and I don't sit down to to watch a show. Now I can listen to music doing a lot of the stuff that I do, not all of it. I mean, obviously, I can't watch a TV show or a movie and write. I can often listen to music and write. But so I can't watch it. So most of what I do when I sit down to work on my time, I can't watch a TV show. When BJ and I we discovered something over the break that we've watched a lot of, The Rookie with Nathan Fillion.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, and,
Yes.
so, Pete, well, you'd appreciate the fact that I showed it in my classroom.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, Friday. I use it as an
Easing
example.
back into that new term, eh?
What's that?
He's just easing back in with some videos to watch, kids. Just watch some videos. I'm gonna go have a little nap.
Well, so no. So I use it as an example of an excellent story structure in which. So let me quiz you, Pete. If you've watched it enough, you probably know the answer. So so the protagonist is, of course,
Well, Dr. Horrible.
Dr. Horrible, right? It's his story. He's the protagonist. What's his goal?
He wants to get into the League of Evil, doesn't he?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. But almost 90% of the time when I ask that question for my students, they say his goal is to get the girl. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Well,
you see?
yeah.
But, and I'm like, no. He even tells you in the first 2 minutes what his goal is. Because he says, my application is strong this year. You have to have a good resume to get into the League of Evil. Do you think bad horse, blah blah blah. So that's what everything he does then is his attempt to get into the evil League of Evil. Penny is an obstacle. Yes, he likes Penny, and yes, he wants Penny as his girlfriend, but she is actually an obstacle on his path to get into the evil League of Evil. And so it's one of the things in the class that I work on in the first week is that the obstacles that you create for your protagonist needs to directly reflect the goal. And a lot of times they have these obstacles, but they have a different goal. And that's why I'm saying that's why I use this to point out. Look, you have to know what his obstacle is. I'm sorry, you have to know what his goal is in order to figure out what his obstacles are. And I use it as an example in the class. Plus, it's 45 minutes and it's a fun little thing to watch.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Great.
Yeah. Anyway, so we found The Rookie because of Nathan Fillion, and have been enjoying that quite a bit. So I guess that's something I found something we discovered over the break. We got to find, because BJ and I, we often watch something when we're sitting down to eat. We'll grab a bite to eat and we'll sit and watch a show.
Anybody finished all of the
Hawkeye?
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, I liked it.
I enjoyed Hawkeye. Yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought it was fun.
I thought it was
wasn't
better
sure.
than WandaVision and Loki.
Yes, agreed. I thought it felt like a Marvel Studios thing, a little bit more than.
I just liked that it wasn't all that super serious meaning. I just liked it. I thought it was just fun. It was good. It was a good little show.
Yeah. She surprised me. I didn't know much about the actress, the Hawkeye Hawk girl, not Hawkeye, whatever her name is.
Oh, something Seinfeld.
Please,
What's her
Emily.
name?
Please.
Last name is Seinfeld. Something Seinfeld. I
Lady
forgot what her
Steinfeld.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know much about her, but I thought she did
She's
a really
great.
good job.
Yeah. I
thought she
really
did
like
good.
the one scene in the fifth. I mentioned this on Facebook a couple times, and now that since you guys have seen it, that fifth episode where the what's her name's Black Widow's sister.
Yeah.
She does that. They go back. They shoot back in time before the snap thing.
Peter, you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh.
I can like you. I can only watch things when
Yeah,
Tanya's
yeah.
there as well.
Okay,
So,
I'm not talking about it.
we've just finished Witcher, so I haven't.
Oh yeah, we just finished that today too. We just run it. My wife really likes Superman playing that part. So,
I really enjoyed it. It was great.
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty fun.
Speaking
It
of
was fun.
Superman, the other Superman showed up in the Rookie, which has been interesting. Yeah. All right, so no more talk about Hawkeye then. It is good.
Okay.
Though. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
What about Boba Fett? Y'all watched a couple episodes of Boba Fett? That second episode was
The second
Yeah.
episode is
yeah,
excellent.
it was
Not
pretty.
seen any of that.
Was
I
pretty
only saw
cool.
the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I didn't even know it was coming out until I saw it. I kept seeing people post about the book, and I'm like, what new book are they talking about? And I really thought they were talking about a book, and finally I figured out, oh, it's a TV show, a new TV show that's out. And,
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
yeah, I haven't seen any of that.
We just watched Cobra Kai, the fourth season. and that was so
I was going to ask if you did. I like
I've
it.
heard that was really good. I've heard it's one of the
They
best.
did a good
seasons.
job.
yeah, the story's so good. I mean, like martial arts is what it is, but like the
Yeah.
story is just very good.
Curtis, I rewatched Shang-Chi, and you know how in one of our episodes we were talking about martial arts fighting,
Yeah.
and you talked about the stereotypical martial arts jump in comics.
Yeah.
He did it in the movie. he made that leap, and I'm like, oh, look, there it is. I wonder if Curtis saw this.
see now I made it hard for myself because I cannot have a flying sidekick in my comic book once. Everybody's gonna call me out like, oh, you did it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it looked really cool.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on that.
That's funny.
But yeah, we rewatched. I got Shang-Chi for Christmas, the DVD, and so we watched it. And at some point in the time, he did that kick, and I'm like, oh, look, Curtis needs to see this.
Totally.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got to see. We went to a live football game. Yeah, everyone knows I'm a fan of the Arkansas Razorbacks, and Arkansas played in a bowl game over in Tampa. So on January the 1st, we got up early and drove over to Tampa, which is about a 2-hour drive, and drove over to Tampa and watched the football game in the stadium and had a lot of fun doing that. So
Good.
yeah,
What was the crowd? Everybody was.
it was probably 75% full. There were still some empty seats. So I'm guessing because we played Penn State and Pennsylvania and Arkansas are both such a long way from Orlando, hard to get a big crowd down here. But no, it was good. The crowds were still loud, and everybody seemed to be in good spirits. So bless you.
Thank you.
Very cool.
My only live game of the year. So it was well. I guess it's a new year. My only live game of 21. If we count that as 21. So, but no, we had fun. That was a Christmas gift from Brett.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
a great one.
yeah. It was lots of fun. We showed up, and he said, I got to show you my phone for this Christmas gift. I'm like, okay. And he pulled out his phone, and he had the tickets on the phone. I'm like, what? No way. So
How's his gaming going? Is he?
He's been so they're kind of in an off season right now, in which the teams are kind of reloading, replacing, reshuffling, and so he's in the middle of doing a bunch of tryouts.
Okay.
His team collapsed from the last season, and so he's in the middle of doing tryouts for several other teams. So we got our fingers crossed he'll wind up with a good team this upcoming season. So
Cool.
yeah. Thank you for asking. I'll let him know you asked.
Yeah, definitely.
He has been playing a lot though, so hopefully he's gonna
ready.
land one good one. Yeah, he's ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. So, plans for 2022.
Apparently, cat and mouse.
Those are good plans. but you can't forget Silverline Team Up.
I can't forget
So
anything.
I'll team up.
Yeah.
Of course.
Trump's number 4.
Trump's number 4.
Rejects, trying to finish it up.
Yep.
Shadow
Wow.
Ghost 1.
We'll be
Shadow
good.
Ghost 1.
Working on
Yeah.
that. Working on that.
So did you guys look at that upcoming 2022 posts from Silverline?
That's
I
a
saw
lot.
you had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I even got an email from Brent who said, "Hey man, you left off Cape Town." I'm like, crap. So yeah, I don't know if anybody counted the books, but there are
It
more
looked
books.
like a lot.
There are a lot. Yeah.
How did we grow that much? That's amazing.
It is amazing.
cool.
Indeed, it is. Yeah.
Did you
I
guys
said it.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Curtis.
Did you guys feel a lot of momentum? I mean, like for me personally, at least, I felt
Mhm.
a lot of momentum after COVID because it was like I was stuck at home, had a lot more time, and I just feel like things just really went off the track in a good way for us
Yeah.
during the pandemic. So, but that's my observation.
No, I think
Mhm.
you're right. I think that's where a lot of it came in. I think that because if you'd have asked me when we relaunched in Silverline in what 19 now, if I would list this many books on what's coming up this year, I would have laughed at you. I would have said, "No way, that's not going to happen." But yeah, I think COVID making everybody stay at home for a while kind of freed up a lot of people's time that they wouldn't normally have, and we just kind of blew up in a good way. And suddenly there's a whole big list of stuff. Yeah, to be honest with you, it can be a little tough to keep up with. In fact, I don't know whether he's listening or not. I'm going to probably talk to someone on Tuesday to help me kind of track some of this stuff, to help me get because I know where a lot of it is anyway, just because, I see what's going on, but I don't know where everything, there's some things when my wife will ask because she's helping facilitate a lot of the social media, right? And she'll say, well, where's this project? And I'm like, I don't really know. I'll have to ask,
Yeah.
So I gotta find out. And I think that's that's kind of for me, from my perspective, kind of the single biggest problem is that it's a lot of, this would be 2 full-time jobs at any, publishing company.
Oh yeah.
Now we're not doing them on the same kind of calendar that a publishing company is, just because that's not the way we are. So, but still, there's a lot of stuff involved. But it's exciting. When I was putting together the list, I kept just going, wait, then there's this, then there's this, then there's this. It's like, wow, this is really cool. Look how, it literally started off from Dean and Barb saying, hey, let's do something else. Let's grow. Let's restart Silverline. And I'm like, okay. So
that's the first thing everybody says to me when I talk to them about Silverline. They go, "You guys have so many books, and you are like consistently putting stuff out." They're like, "How are you guys doing it?" And I'm like, I don't know what the secret sauce is. I just know everybody's doing their thing, and it adds up.
Well,
I think it's happiness.
Yeah,
with what this is.
I'm going to say that if you were to ask me the secret sauce, my answer I think is always going to be, and I hope it always is, fun.
Yeah.
I think this is fun. I think, to my knowledge, you guys are having fun.
Getting rich.
Getting rich, yeah. Although you're pregnant now, so you had to get your deposit on your Lamborghini back, right?
Yeah, we went into a toy shop Saturday because we were strolling past. I thought, oh, Lego, let's go have a look. At the back of this toy shop, they had all this baby stuff. Oh my God. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's like, we need this. Like, but isn't that? So no, that's different. That's different to bed. It's like, how many beds does it need?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I had to learn the difference between a crib and a cradle and a bed. And
this one goes. This one folds down so you can travel around with it. I don't get to travel around with a bed. And it's just, we need this pram because it comes with this, and this. It's like, oh my God.
Poor Pete.
And
that's right, prams. Yeah, prams.
Let me
I
say
have two people now
one
saying they need new shoes for
one more
birthdays.
thing about how this has evolved. I think it's also that from the very beginning, there's been this element that, you know, you're not in panic that you have no feedback.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been able to do that in any job. Get, you know, someone say, "Oh, you know what? That's really awesome." Your bosses never say that.
Right.
Never. You're lucky if, you know, if you don't feel like you're going to be fired the next second. You know,
Yeah.
it's really unique, and I love that. I think that's the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Good point. Very good point. I agree.
I love too the fact that there's a lot of camaraderie. You know, there's I mean, it's a big team, and granted, there are some, you know, who don't participate as much as others. Everyone has been invited, of course, but I love the fact that there's a lot of camaraderie amongst everybody who's doing work. You know, I love that fact, and it's a very, you know, someone said it before, and to me, I was never in a studio, so I know maybe Tommy can address it, but it feels like what I imagine a studio would feel like.
Well, you were in a studio. You were in Malibu.
Yeah,
That's kind of a
Malibu was
studio.
a studio.
Yeah, I guess
It was an
so.
office space, but y'all were all in the bullpen together.
Yeah,
if you were,
It was
if you want to call it
bullpen
that.
West Coast.
Yeah.
Bullpen West Coast. Well, it's funny that you say that because I called Curtis one time several months ago, and he actually picked up the phone. Silverline West Coast.
It's always funny, right? You know, you always know who are your friends, who are your acquaintances, and then who are people trying to take advantage of a situation, right?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, I have the whole martial arts thing, but you know, for years, you know, I'm posting online martial arts because I love martial arts and it's also my business. And then when I started working with Roland on Silverline, I was like, oh, I'll just put up there, I'm the creative director. And then all of a sudden, all my art college buddies and everybody pops, hey, long time no see, how you doing? You know, and one of them said something like, oh, I got to combine. I want to have a tour of the company. I said, well, you know, I'm working remotely at the West Coast office. So, you know. This is the West Coast office.
God, I love
it. but it's always funny to, you know, it's funny, and you know, not to be too summer, but you kind of see it on both sides, right? You see when you get a gig like that, or even the perceived understanding of what your position is, people come out of the woodwork. Or if you lose, or if you move on to something else, then people kind of disappear, and you start to notice, you know, who are the people who are here during both times, right? You know, thing, you know, it happens. So
yeah, you know who your friends are.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Definitely.
That's it.
Definitely. So yeah.
Well, I hope that you know, I hope that my personal hope is that, you know, everyone who's doing a book for Silverline is having a good time, because you know, life is too short not to be spending your time doing something that you enjoy, and if you don't enjoy it, you know, there's you know, honestly, if you don't enjoy it, there's a lot better ways to spend your time. You know,
What did I tell you last night? I sent you one of these covers I was working on. What time was it?
It was like 4 a.m.
And then what did you write me?
I don't know. I said something like, "You're up late," or I don't know. What did I say?
Yeah,
you didn't say go to bed.
And what did I write you back?
Oh, you said having fun inking. Exactly what you said. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, because you know, I usually don't stay up that late, and was like, I just got in a roll, and it's like, I was having fun.
Yep. Well, and
I didn't want you to yell at me anymore. You've been yelling at me. Finish these pages.
Okay, it wasn't quite 4 a.m. It was late though.
It was 3. It was close to 3.
Mine says 2:41. When I said you're up late. Yeah, but you know, I mean, I was
up another hour playing with a stupid Rubik's cube.
Well, you know, what I've been doing is making those images, creating all those images that we've been posting, and I've still probably got about 10 of them to do. So
it's a lot of work.
It is. It is a lot of work, and you know, the cool thing is, I think, to my, at least from what I understand, I think that most everybody doing stuff for Silverline understands what everybody's doing and understands the work that everybody's putting in, and I think that's where, again, I think that's where for me the whole studio idea is kind of fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. Rob Davis says, my son and his wife are due February 2nd, and we bought them one of those beds, a bassinet.
Want to buy me one?
so Pete, so in England, do you guys like pass stuff down? Like, oh, this is your baby bed. Now you get to use it for your kid.
I mean, sure, I'm sure there's some families that do that.
But not yours.
All right, so
No.
still a lot to do, but I'm gonna call it quits.
Okay.
Getting there.
So one of the things, so we didn't have one either. We didn't. BJ or I didn't have. Neither one of our families kept beds. Probably a good thing, because I think when we went to look at them, the safety standards had changed, and we wouldn't have been able to use for our kids. We wouldn't have been able to use them because the slats were too far apart, I think. And now we kept ours, but they've been in a barn. So that's not really a barn, kind of a shed barn. So there's no telling what kind of shape they're in, because, you know, my youngest is 21. So they haven't been used for years. But we kept the bassinet, we kept the baby bed, and something else. I can't remember. But my kids, the thing about it is we kept them, but my kids probably won't use them, you know?
Yeah. The people do keep them. I think more sentimental value, but
yeah.
They plan on having a second and a third or whatever. But,
yeah.
After that, no, they don't get. No, don't hand. Wouldn't expect anyone to hand us down, and they probably wouldn't want them to if it's old.
Yeah. And I think it's just because the safety issues, the safety regulations keep changing, and they keep updating things. Like I said, for us, the baby bed, it was the slats were too wide, and I think regulations required them to be shorter. So we didn't know. In fact, I think, yeah, right. Well, I think the problem becomes is that baby can stick their head through the slats.
Oh yeah.
Don't. Yeah, Pete, I will tell you this: don't go to YouTube and look for ninja babies, because there are babies that can crawl out of their bed. You think, oh no, that's a little toddler. They can, but they'll grab those things and flip right over the. You're like, what the heck?
You can get cameras now, can't you? The cameras hang over the.
Yeah. Curtis is training these kids to do that kind of thing. That's his new job that he's trying to do.
Yeah,
exactly.
Wow. Rob says my wife has her great grandmother's wicker baby carriage, pram. Pete, our kids slept in them next to the bed for the first few months. That's pretty wild. My wife's uncles, she had two uncles that were twins. They were born. They were, their first beds were shoeboxes.
Oh, what was that? What's wrong with that?
Oh yeah, you got plenty of shoeboxes, don't you?
I got boxes, shoe boxes, comic boxes, long boxes, short boxes.
Keep them in a comic box.
You gotta go, Roberta.
I gotta go.
Take
okay,
care.
we'll see you next week.
All right.
Thank you, Roberta. Tell everybody where they can find you real quick.
Oh, at Instagram under Roby Conroy, and also Facebook. So
excellent.
Find me there, and also here on Sundays.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah. Later.
What are we going to talk about next week, guys?
That's a good question.
I told Tommy once before that I said, dude, you got to pick the next topic we come up with, and he put me off like 3 times.
Yeah, because I can't think of anything. Oh yeah. All right, I'll try to come up with something.
All right, you come up with something.
No. I came up with those little cards. That one time.
That's
remember?
True.
We did that.
True. Yeah.
We could do that game again. I kind of missed out that one time where you folks were playing the game.
Yeah,
the game.
The Jackbox game.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
Jackbox. Is that what it is?
I played this great game at the weekend that my nephew got. It was a Marvel card game.
Oh, cool.
And it was like, it showed you the picture, and the picture was of. I'm going to try and send you it.
Okay.
Send you a few. You can see if you can guess who the character is.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
As I was telling Tommy, we ought to have some comic related trivia games and stuff like that. That would be a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Let's see if you. I'm going to send it to the messenger.
Oh, okay. You doing that Is this for the game for the game now, or are you just sending like a character to guess?
If you can find it, if you can put it on the screen and see if the guys can guess
Okay.
who these two characters are, and you'll understand how the concept of the game works.
Okay.
And these are published.
These are for really young kids, by the way, because my nephew's 7, so he was able to do it. So I expect you guys to be able to do it real easy.
Oh boy!
Nice. Let's see here. Okay.
They arrived.
So let me share screen. Share screen. Share screen. Share. I think
this one looks like Super Curtis. Oh, okay.
Right, just so we see.
Oh,
So there's 2 images. Do they have to be one before the other?
oh,
It's, as you read a book, you go left to right and down.
Okay.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. Wow.
This is so cool.
That's great, Curtis.
Thank you.
All right.
Do the next one.
All right, here's the next one.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. You are Winter Soldier.
Argument, sorry.
You know, it took me ages to get that because I was looking at things. Snow? Who's
I
Snow?
was trying to say snow. I was trying to say
Soldier.
snowbird, snow
Yeah,
soldier.
my nephew sit there saying, "No, when does it snow? When does it snow? Like, when it's cold? No, what season? Oh, Winter Soldier. Got it. Yeah.
That's clever. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty
quite
cool.
good.
Pretty clever.
The thing is, once you've done them, you've memorized them, so you just go, "Yeah, that's done."
Yeah, you can't do them.
Straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. That's fun.
Yeah.
Need
You
to
can't
read
really
more.
play this game a second time.
Yeah, it's definitely.
One and done kind of game.
Should do one of those for the Silverline characters. See if you
That
can
sounds fun.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rob,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
Tony
Rob.
Stark.
Tony Stark. You got it.
All right, guys. Well, Roberta bailing out here made me realize that we've gone past our time,
Yeah.
and I didn't realize it. It was fun to be back and talk with you guys, but we should probably call it a night and continue on. Shout out, because I forgot to do it earlier, our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con is in September, so make your plans for that. I am working on a new startup music with new images and stuff, but I haven't finished that. Let's see here. What else?
Or our next Kickstarter. Our
next
company.
Next Kickstarter is January the 13th. Sniper and Rook #1 and The Rejects #1. Make your plans now. Going to be two fun books, two brand new books. I know John's got Thomas Hedgeland already working on the pencils for issue #2 for
Yeah,
Sniper and Rook. Yeah, and he's been posting some. I've seen him post some images, some panels, and it looks fantastic. So, I know John's got a lot of plans for Sniper and Rook. So, you guys jump on over there. The page is already up. You can follow it for our launch, which will be on Thursday. Don't forget Tim and Aaron and Jose and Quentin will be on Tuesday night as the Silverline show on Tuesday, and then join the Whammers on Wednesday night. And then we will be back here next Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is like 2 a.m. for Pete.
It is 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay. So thank you for getting up and joining us, Pete. So where can folks find you online?
On the Google, just type in Peter Clinton art, and there I shall be.
All right.
Yeah, just a piece here.
He'll show up, right? Tommy, what about you? Where can folks find you online?
Just it's very similar to Mr. Pete. Just go Thomas Florimonte, FLORIMONTE, mostly on Facebook, but you can find me on the other platforms every now and again. People message me and I answer them. I respond and stuff. I don't post a whole lot on the other stuff, but I do get to, talk to people there. So, or go to infernostudios.com. You can find a bunch of links.
Excellent.
Curtis, what about you? Where can folks find you on the interwebs?
Sure. So it's a lot easier now because I have 2 websites for my 2 things. So, and it has all the social media accounts. So, tigercrane.net for my martial arts school, and all the social media links are on top there as well. And then for Shadow Ghost, the comic book, it's theshadowghost.com, one word. And that you can check that out. So you can find me in either of those places.
Excellent. And you can find me at Roland Man or Man Roland on the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those other places. But mostly you can find me here. And yeah, Tommy, dadgummit, I don't have mine here. It's on my dresser. So until next week, you guys remember to make your mind Silverline. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta find. I see it's been too long since I've done this. I've forgotten. Where's my little go out thing?
Rob Davis, later, y'all.
Closing bump.